April 13th, 1854. I'm writing this in case I get caught. I need someone to continue the investigation if the worst happens to me. The last months have been very tense in this monastery. Every few weeks, a monk is found in the mornings, shredded to pieces and splattered in blood. Even if the abbots say they have already sent a letter asking for help, it shouldn't take this long for help to come. It's clear they're hiding something from us. So I've decided to take action. Whatever is doing this must be inside the monastery. One night I've eavesdropped on the abbots and heard something about a creature called Meta. I've headed to our library in order to find more about it, but it came to an empty-handed. Weeks of research led to nothing at all. Now there's only one place left to check, the restricted section of the library. No one aside from the abbots can go there, and whoever tries to enter and gets caught is sentenced to death. I know I'm putting my life on the line, but I can't stand knowing I might be the next victim, and that's the abbots are doing nothing about it. So on the night blessed by the full moon, I'm heading in there. I'm going to search for books about the Mata in the restricted section, and whoever's freaking signature that's supposed to be. This is Restricted Section, a indie game on Game Jolt. I was caught by it by the graphics, because it looks like an old PlayStation 1 game, although this opening kind of feels more just like a cheap PC game than PlayStation, but whatever, I can go with it. So, I don't really dabble too much on Game Jolt, but I'm willing to try anything at least once. So, here we go, it's a free game. As far as I'm aware, there's no viruses or anything, so we should be okay. I managed to get in unnoticed. I need to find a book with information about Meta. Okay, so I can use that instead, but how do I interact with things? The restricted section is quite messy and disorganized. I wonder if something happened here. Okay, so it's E. Alright, I was using enter and space bar and stuff. I was using about everything but E. Okay, so here we go. Let's see, what do we got? It's a bookcase filled with unique copies of common books. I've read most of them. I won't find anything useful here. Okay, if I'm not going to be able to use the mouse for anything, I might as well just kind of... There we go. Astron's Medicines by Donald Mars. Okay. Sometimes specific health conditions demand specific medicines when the most common ones won't do the job. When this happens, know that you should use the medicines listed here at your own risk, since there is no clear indication of how they act exactly on the body, which can cause severe side effects sometimes, depending on the patient. The first medicine listed here is one indicated to treat a high fever that only gets worse. You'll need anteater tongue powder, freshly picked carrots, armadillo milk, and a piece of skunk skin and hot water. Short book. There's a lot of books of spiritual matters. I'd love to read them, but now's not the time. No, it is not. I need to find this BOW or whatever. It's a decorative roller globe. Quite heavy and expensive. Let's break it. No, let's not do that. Monastery's expansion by Abbot. After many years of conversations and plans made by our brothers, we're finally going to initiate the attempt to bring our teachings to a new lands. The first place where we're going to visit is South America, where people seem most likely to listen to our teachings in the first moment. Abbot Cicero is going to represent us, traveling with a few other authorities, also interested in expanding the reach of our monastery beyond our country. No one else must know about this at the moment. so we'll keep silent about the real motives of his travels. Okay. Okay, so I can't touch anything on the ground. Beautiful tonight. I wish I was there under different circumstances. Ward globe. So we have more than one. Alright. In this volume, we'll take a look at some demons specific to some regions of Central America and South America. Few information has been gathered about them as of the writing of this book, but I aim to give at least a brief description about them. The first one is called Meta. It's believed that a buried person came to become a Meta after some time. Oh, so that you can just become one? Okay. The causes for such event are still uncertain, but one way to prevent it is to cremate the body instead of burying it. It's well known it seeks warmth when roaming at night. That can explain why it showers itself in fresh human blood and seeks bonfires. Okay, I found something, I guess, worth noteworthy. Can I, look at this stuff again, or... My travels to the Americas. The New World is a fascinating place due to various reasons, but none of them come close to its native people and their culture. It's unfortunate that during the centuries, people have not paid attention to their ancient knowledge about medicinal plants, unique rituals, or society. However, above all of the aforementioned points I just listed, the most interesting one has to be the stories about quite exotic evil creatures. During my travels through South America, the one that intrigued me the most was about the Meta, an undead creature with red eyes that roams around the place. It used to seek some source of warmth, such as fresh blood and fire, to ease the intense cold it feels. Whoops. Okay, so that answers one question. I'm not carrying these. I'm just browsing through them. A lot of books of spiritual matters. Those are reading, but not this time. Okay. A letter with a list of medicines and ingredients, though I've never heard of the armadillo milk being used as medicine. Supernatural creatures. The existence of supernatural creatures that roam our world is widely known through the spread of folklore stories. For many, those are simply made to scare other people. However, in order to understand the supernatural, it's necessary to broaden your knowledge and seek stories from the faraway lands. One example comes from South America. People there talk of a creature called Meta, which shares a similarity with werewolves, though they only appear during a full moon. Werewolves, they only appear in a full moon. Okay. Alright. People say it always seeks blood and warmth during the night, which makes unaware travelers with the lit bonfires an easy prey. Okay, so... bizarre creature. Yeah, it's not gonna help. Taking those is not gonna help anything. It's not like it's money. Okay. Guys are dark rituals. I'm starting to understand why this section is restricted. What if the guy at the church has that? Okay. Well, they're quite expensive. Got a few of these globes, I see. Monthly obituary. January, Brother Frelo, old age. Abbot Costello, high fever. February, Brother Caesar, heart stroke. Brother Angelo, shredded 2 pieces. Investigation in process. Okay, I think I should say progress, not process. March, Brother Wilson, shredded in two pieces, investigation in process. Brother George, fall accident. Brother Arley, shredded to pieces, investigation in process. And that was in April. Creatura Encyclopedia. Padea. I don't know. Vampire, an undead creature with pale skin that feeds on the blood of other people. It can transform into a bat. Ghoul, a speaker that lives on cemeteries and digs graves in order to eat corpses, though it also attacks the living. Okay, sure. Werewolf, a creature that resembles a humanoid with wolf-like features. Its howl can be heard from various kilometers of distance. The Meta, a demon with bright red eyes. If someone dies of a high fever during a high moon, they may become a Meta a few days after the burial. Oh, okay, so the one that died, what was it, in January? He may become a Meta. Or was it February? Or was it March or February? Was it January or February? It's one of those. My travels through South America are being quite fruitful. Even though it's very hot and there seems to be more mosquitoes than people around these parts, I've almost become used to being bitten by them already. These visits make up for the minor inconveniences, however. The local people seem to be open to our teachings, as Abbot Marcellus imagined they would. I'm still looking for the ideal place for a new monastery. It's quite hard to choose, since there are so many difficult to read. Oh, jeez. You know, I thought I was reading this bad, but I'm starting to think that someone just typed this up a little too quickly. But wonderful locations around here. Then again, being a writer myself, I guess I can't really be too judgmental. But yeah, it won't switch over. I just okay. So I got a little bit of information about this thing. Another expensive globe. Indeed. You know, you can make it. I guess the guy just didn't want to make any other models. Okay, so I think I've read all the books I can read. There's a dictionary. I'm well versed in Latin already. Yeah, I think I read all the books. Oh, there we are. One place I didn't make it to. The fireplace is still. Someone must have been here recently. I better be careful. Books about exercising and dark rituals. It's okay. Just like another place. Yeah, this place is poorly set up. So I guess it was the guy who had the high fever is the one who, Dr. Johnson. The guy with the high fever became Meta, or whatever. January 13th, 1854. The patient seems to have gotten worse as the full moon approaches. I've never seen such a high fever before. I've done everything I can so far, but there's no signs of improvement of his health. I fear that all that it is left for us to do is pray that he recovers. Though this seems unlikely, I fear worse may come to worst. Worse may come to worst when the full moon is upon us. I love how like every single one of these is just one page. Unless I'm just picking up the wrong one. South American mosquitoes. South America is home to breathtaking landscapes, but it can be quite dangerous. In fact, one of the greatest dangers is quite small, namely mosquitoes. There is a plethora of mosquito species there, and some are known to transmit diseases that may take some weeks to manifest, with the most common symptom being high fever. Some regions may say you may turn into an undead creature called Meta if you die because of the high fever caused by the mosquito bite. If you come back from your travels and fall ill out of the blue, you may know the reason. But don't worry, you won't turn into an undead creature. Corridor. Okay. Yeah, I think I think that's pretty much all I can do. So I got general idea what I'm talking about. I like to think so. I think my reading comprehension is good enough or decent enough. Okay. So who's gonna knock me out? I've learned more than enough. I need to get out of here. Resident Evil! Or not. That's it. That's it. Wow. Good thing the game is free. Interesting little bit there, but well, hope you enjoyed that little bit of game, little short game, and little reading thing. I don't know. Whatever. I appreciate the graphics at least.